Hi everyone, in this video what I'm going to show you is how to evaluate a license file. Um, how to create a license file is not going to be covered on this tutorial. Basically what we're going to do is show you what you can do once you evaluate a license file. So this is the idea. A lot of software ask us, me and Javier, okay, I have a license file that I want to use in my application. Then what should I do? And there are several ways to do it, to evaluate a license. So I'm going to show you what I will do, but of course there are many other ways. So the idea goes like this. Here we have a XAF Windows Forms and Blazor application. And we just have a Singleton object called license, which contains a file data attachment. So here you're able to load a file, basically. So then what do I do after I load the file, right? Or what should I do if there is no file loaded? So for that, I have created just one controller, actually. So it's the functionality controller. So in here, I have one class, which I'm using to write extensions, and then a view controller. And the view controller is kind of really simple. On the unactivated method, it get the license information, the license file, the byte array containing, that is the license itself. And then if the license length is greater than 0, I do something. If not like that, I do something else. So here you should supposed to add the logic of license. So depending then what your license information is, you have to enable or disable some functionality. In this case, if I go to this method, I have these lines which are frame get controller. So I'm telling like get the modification controller. So we know that in the modification controller, all the actions for saving exist. So basically I'm telling that get me the modification controller. If this is not null, this is an action list, which is basically a collection of actions, which means give me all the actions in this controller. And I have created this extension which enable or disable all the actions in this collection. So the reason that I want to pass is licensing. And okay, let's say that I have a license, a valid license. So here you evaluate your license on, you decide which logic to apply to know if it's a valid license file. You can call a web service, for example, and check with that or whatever you want to do. So this basically will enable or disable all actions in this controller. So in this case, I'm only using system controllers. So I'm using the modification controller where all the save actions live, the new action also, so you cannot create new objects, the delete action, so you cannot delete objects, and the link and unlink controller. So it goes the same for all of them. So that's basically it. And of course, if there is a license, you enable the actions, and if there is no license, you disable the action. So here you have to apply your licensing logic, whatever that is. And also you can use this same approach for your own controllers. Imagine that you have an invoicing system, and then you want to just basically stop people from invoicing or to print an invoice. Then you can get the controller that you use for printing the invoice and disable the actions in there. In this case, I'm using the most common approach will be to block the system actions. So if you want to know how to locate those, there are two links for that. The built-in controllers and action in the extra modules. So the extra modules are all those other modules like file attachment, validation, and so on and so forth that are not part of the core. And the built-in controllers and actions, those are part of the system module. The modification controller will be there, for example. because it handles the CRUD operations, the saving operations specifically. So you can browse on this list and decide which controllers you want to activate or deactivate. And the other thing that I use in this example is how to show a Singleton class. So in this case, if I go to the studio and I run this, you will see that I don't have anything loaded in here. I mean, it's a really simple solution. But this code is in GitHub, and so you can get it from there and make it your own. I mean, you can use it as a base code in general. So let's see this running. So right now, see the new action, delete, and all of those are available because I do have a license file here. This is not empty. So if I clear this, and I hit OK, and then whenever I move from views, see the new action is deactivated. I cannot delete, and I cannot link or unlink basically objects to this role, for example. So most of the stuff are blocked. You can block more. I just did like a simple case. And if you load any license, any file, I will pick something here. I think I pick a really large file. So now if you click on any part of the screen, it will activate the view. It will see like there is a content on this. This will be true, right? Because the length of the byte array that I will get is greater than 1, greater than 0, sorry. So in this case, I'm just activating the license. Remember that you need to evaluate your own logic in here. So that's it for this video. In the source code, you can view like the hashtag. I mean, in here you will see like what did we use. So in this case, the Singleton tutorial, and also Singleton tutorial in here, and I will put these two other links with the controllers there also, so you can go and take a look to it. So well, that's everything for this video. I hope it's useful for you. And if you have any comments, just write me in the comments of this video. Thank you.